Hey part-time time travelers, welcome back to another video on Woodward TV, and today we're gonna do something a little different. Now I'm sure you've all heard of a little movie that we like to call Barbie. Not this Barbie, I don't have the physical copy of Greta Gerwig's Barbie yet, because it's still currently in theaters. Isn't the Princess and the Pauper one where they go, "You're just like me, I'm just like you"? Probably gonna get hated in the comments for not knowing my Barbie! Anyways, if you haven't heard, because you've been living in a plastic box, quite literally, there is a Barbie movie in theaters directed by Greta Gerwig, and I'm surprised if you haven't heard of this because everyone and their mother has heard of this. Even my mother. Yes, I can go up to my mother and say, "Have you heard of the new Blue Beetle movie from DC?" And she'll be like, "What are you talking about?" My dad would be like, "Isn't that the Blue Meanie from Yellow Submarine?"
Oh, I haven't laughed so much since Pompeii.
And the reason why, besides Barbie being a cultural icon, that everyone's heard of this movie is its insane marketing.
Barbie dressed for swim and fun is only $3. Her lovely fashions range from $1 to $5. Look for Barbie wherever dolls are sold.
It all started with some leaked set photos of Barbie and Ken going rollerblading, seeing two A-list actors, Margot Robbie and the dashing Ryan Gosling, in these ridiculous outfits skating away from Will Ferrell, and we started seeing more leaked set photos, which, by the way, all were intentional. I don't buy that they were people running into the set. They wanted to get out there to get the word that they're filming Barbie, get excited for Barbie, because that's how good marketing works. And since the lead up to this film, we have seen a shoe line, a Gap collab, luxury luggage, the HGTV Barbie Dream House, where they rebuilt a Barbie dream house and are letting people rent and stay in there. They had Barbie filters for everyone to make themselves a Barbie. And in Brazil, they made a burger? That looks like a pretty patty.
Who's number 46,853?
The point is, if you had any sort of media on anywhere, you knew that this Barbie movie was coming out. Did it work? Well, by the time I'm filming this video, so the movie just came out today, but movies always, for some reason, come out a day before for movie theaters, and they call those previews. Already in previews, Barbie has made $22 million, which is more than I will ever see in my life. It is an astonishing opening, and it's telling of what's gonna come. This is gonna make $1 billion. I'm not even joking. It's going to be Warner Brothers' biggest hit, most likely, in many, many moons. And as I'm seeing this Barbie advertising, it's something that I haven't seen in a very long time. Oppenheimer is releasing the same day. Didn't need that kind of marketing because of its all-star cast and Christopher Nolan's name. But also, it got mixed in with the Barbie marketing into this whole Barbenheimer thing, and it is excelling. But it didn't have the big boom. I should cut that, right? A lot of movies, though, in the last few years, even big-budget superhero movies like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, you barely saw any of the marketing towards that. It was just there and gone. But why does the Barbie marketing not only feel refreshing, but a little familiar? I can't do the Vsauce theme. Well, my friends, it's because we've seen it before. Well, here at Woodward TV, I like to look at things that make me nostalgic. And what I'm saying is this Barbie marketing is very familiar, because this is how movies in the 2000s used to be. I have brought in several examples, and we're going to take a little trip down memory lane to see how insane movies' marketings used to be and how successful those movies were. The first movie that I want to compare to Barbie's marketing run is The Simpsons movie. Now, The Simpsons was going to make box office money regardless, but they really put a lot into their marketing. Something that directly matches Barbie's marketing. Remember those filters I was talking about where you can put yourself in the "He's Just Ken" or the Barbie, "I'm President Barbie," those kind of filters right there? The Simpsons decided to launch Simpsonize Me. This was a website that you can go to and make yourself a Simpson. Everybody on Facebook did it at the time. It was the craze, 2007. Even I did it. Yes, that is me. That is Simpsonized version of me. And everyone was sending links to each other on MSN to do this. I'm dating myself. But this is nostalgic talk. Something else about the Simpsons movie is that in many, many advertisements, they went home on the Spider Pig song.
Spider Pig, does whatever a Spider Pig does.
Very similar to Barbie doing the I'm Just Ken song, getting that into the public minds.
I'm just Ken, where I see the love she sees a friend.
What was so special about the Spider Pig song is that kids at my school were singing it that weren't even allowed to watch The Simpsons. That's how much they played those commercials and got the movie into your head and almost made it like a family pick to go see the movies, which The Simpsons were never really known for. More of an older audience. Simpsons ended up making $536 million. As I said, a lot of that would have been made regardless. This is not to say Doctor Strange made almost $1 billion. But there is something special to driving up hype for the people that wouldn't normally see these movies. Another thing that's actually kind of funny to think about is Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, the bad one. I'm not even going to make a video about how I actually like that one because you guys already destroyed me for liking the fifth one. But the fifth one just came out this year, and there was little to no marketing about it. Indy's last adventure, and there's not even a toy on the market besides pop figures. Pop figures don't even count anymore. There's so many of them. But when Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came on the scene, you couldn't go down a Walmart aisle without seeing Shia LaBeouf action figures. There was sticker books, there was these weird model sets, there were Burger King toys. I didn't know anything about Indiana Jones, to be honest with you, in 2008. But I sure did when I kept seeing the marketing over and over again. It was very similar to Barbie, and despite the fact of it being known as the bad one, it was one of the most well-performed at the box office. $317 million. Not bad. Again, another movie that drove heavy marketing commercials everywhere in kids' networks, adult networks, just to get people in the butts of the seats to see this movie. The next one I'm going to talk about is Monster House. Now, Monster House is a very nostalgic movie for me. If you guys haven't seen it, it is very spooky with how they filmed the movie. And it is very cool. But that movie hypothetically shouldn't have done well just because of how weird it looks and just the whole premise of it you wouldn't think is a blockbuster. And it ended up doing very, very well. $141 million. And again, this was something that you saw everywhere. And I actually have a physical example. I went to the book fair back when this came out and got the novelization, and I still have it to this day. This happened a lot with marketing for kids' movies back then, where they would just make it a book. I think they still do that for adult movies, but this was really big for Scholastics, where they would just take the movie and make it an easy-to-read book for kids. I still have my copy here. There is remnants of this marketing push. And it's just hard because there's stuff like Elemental that just came out, which didn't do well in its initial weekend because no one's ever heard of it. I mean, I'm not going around to Scholastic book fairs anymore, but there was just no push anywhere where they would even advertise stuff like this on the TV, and it was such a different time, and it really drummed up the movie's excitement. I think a lot that has to do with it is that there was barely a social media presence back when these movies came out in the 2000s, that they needed to do anything they can to let people know that these movies were coming out. I don't even need to say anything more, but the whole Twilight saga has a whole shitload of weird marketing stuff that they did to get people in the movies. The whole reason why me and my mom went to Breaking Dawn Part 1 is because we saw the entire cast on Ellen. It's really hard to do nowadays with the writer's strike, everyone hating Ellen. But a lot of money was used, and just to talk about book tie-ins, I know Twilight, this book was a book before New Moon came out, but they put the movie cover right on the book, and they still do that to the day, and it annoys the shit out of me. Book tie-ins weren't the only thing, however. If you wanted your movie to be successful and people know your movie was coming out, they would make video game tie-ins. They would shittily put together a video game for enough time for you to be able to go see the movie. I really wish there was a Barbie video game right now. Wouldn't that be, like, legitness? What about the Oppenheimer video game? So just to go through, a series of unfortunate events on PS2. Did we need it? No. Did I play it? Maybe once. Hannah Montana on the Wii. I might need to play this. Alice in Wonderland, the game. Never played it. The best PlayStation 2 game, Shrek 2. The worst PlayStation 2 game, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Seriously, look up gameplay for this. It is abysmal, but this was my favorite movie growing up. And I'm gonna get into that really soon. Of course, we can't talk about marketing without the sick marketing of Spider-Man. If you haven't seen it already, one of my favorite YouTubers of all time, Garrett Watts, did a video where he ate the Spider-Man cereal from 2001. Cereal boxes in movies have never been a new thing, but it was definitely relevant for every single movie in the early 2000s. I want my Barbie cereal is what I'm saying. Nothing could match, however, the excitement for the Shrek movies. The whole idea of a Shrek movie wasn't just so you'd go see the Shrek movie, it's the hype that it would generate before you go. How many things you would see in those Walmart aisles, how many commercials you would see, even the mini movies they did like Shrek the Halls. Shrek was love and life back then, I'm not even joking. One thing I do remember from the Shrek craze was the Shrek sticker books, and I still have a remnant. I have residual energy from that era. My light switch in my room to this day is still Shrek and Donkey from Shrek the Third. I have not moved it. My girlfriend has asked me to remove it, but I refuse, mostly because the sticker adhesive has melded to the wall. But it is a place in time, the Shrek the Third sticker. What's crazy too is that they used to sell these in convenience stores. I bought all of my Shrek stickers and the booklet at my local Max, which doesn't even exist anymore. Even going to a convenience store nowadays, the ones I go to anyways, don't even have playing cards. I used to have Pokemon cards for kids even, and that is done and gone. Back then though, they targeted. I live in a small town. We shouldn't have even had Shrek stickers, but somehow we had the Shrek stickers and we had the Smosh magazine, which I'm still looking for. We can't talk about Shrek marketing though without the elephant in the room. The Shrek cups.
Oh, it's a party. They're even putting us on glasses. What? Putting glasses on me? I don't need no glasses. My eyesight is perfect. 20/20.
Only McDonald's is celebrating DreamWorks Shrek the Third with collectible glasses featuring all your favorite characters.
It's the Shrek cups. We had those for years. As you can see, I don't know where they are, and I need help finding them. Please, help me find my Shrek cups. The Shrek cups were just the epitome of fine dining. You had to go to McDonald's, and you had to ask for it, because they didn't have those machines back in the early 2000s where you can just say what you wanted. And you were trying to collect them all, and you'd only buy one at a time sometimes. So you'd go up to the counter looking for a specific character. You'd be like, "Could I have a puss cup?" I think they would kick you out if you asked for a in McDonald's in 2023. Oh my god. I actually saw a TikTok that still makes me cry to this day. I was scrolling and came across this.
Today I will wear my white button down.
Rest in peace, Fiona. Didn't the Shrek Forever After cups get recalled for having poison in them or something? Me drinking a Shrek cup from McDonald's be like...
The walls are melting again.
Personally, I think I'm overdone.
The point is, the Barbie marketing is so similar to what all these movies did in the early 2000s, and it's just reminding you of what a hype for a movie used to be. And this doesn't just pertain to the early 2000s. Before I was born, I know that every cereal box would have Jurassic Park on it. There'd be toys, everything from the 90s to 80s, probably even more in the 80s and 90s than anything. Spy Kids 3D, the most marketed Spy Kids I have ever seen in my life. McDonald's used to have the magazines with the 3D glasses. And again, McDonald's was on this shit. Speaking of the 3D glasses craze, if any film or anything had 3D glasses involved, not the real D glasses, but the original red and blue glasses, they would do anything to market it. Again, going to Walmart during the Hannah Montana 3D concert, they advertised for days, hey, go to Walmart and get your free Hannah Montana 3D glasses if you want to watch this in 3D. And it was awesome. What a scam. At least they were free. The other big thing is Barbie did a bunch of character posters, which I haven't felt I've seen character posters in a long time. One of the most memorable character posters come from two films. So The Hunger Games, when they came out, You couldn't go anywhere without seeing the amazing marketing from the Lionsgate team. And especially the sequel, Catching Fire, those posters, I wanted them in my room. And then the Rebellion posters for the next 2 films. And they did sell those, and it really got the hype of those 2010 films that were YA. I just feel like since 2015, we haven't seen anything like this, which makes Barbie so special. These were collectibles, and they were advertised alongside the movie, which is the most important thing. You could collect these posters and then go see the movie. Even though that is straight capitalism and little babies like me fell for it every time, it just made the movie-going experience that much better. Nowadays, it's like, oh, that movie's in theaters? I didn't even realize that. But back then, you knew about it 4 months in advance. And then you'd wait another 4 months for the DVD to get all those bonus features. Which brings me to the crown jewel of the movie I really wanted to talk about today, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I know I'll get hate to say that this was my favorite movie growing up, even beating the Willy Wonka movie, but this was one of the first movies that I saw and I had a full consciousness in my mind, and it blew me away. Now, the marketing of this movie makes me so nostalgic. They had a website set up, and on the website you can play various Willy Wonka games. And just hearing the noise from it doesn't exist anymore, but I found this YouTube video. It brings back so many memories. I went on the website every day waiting for that movie to come out and played all those games. In fact, 2 of the games still, until the website shut down, said coming soon. They never came. I checked every day. I remember the movie released on July 15th, 2005, and I asked several times to go that day, and it just worked out that I couldn't go. And I cried because the marketing hyped this movie up so much for me. And then we went 2 days later, greatest experience of my life. And immediately I started asking my mom, can you go get this movie when it comes out? This is the exact movie my mom picked up in November of 2005, the 2-disc special edition. I wore out the bonus discs because I had to see how the movie was made and all the interviews, and it's just an era I miss, and I just kind of have that familiar feeling when I see Barbie, and it gives me a little bit of hope that movies can be fun again, I guess is the way. All movies are fun, but this was really a time where the world said, hey, there's a movie coming out. Let's get hyped. And I mean, like, now with the internet, it's even easier with all the meme culture. And as I said, like, Oppenheimer is riding this high too. It was going to make lots of money regardless. I was going to go see it without the whole Barbenheimer meme. But now people are lining up for it. And just, God, I wish Oppenheimer had a sticker book. Get the bomb in this one. Well, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to talk about that so I could take a trip down memory lane, because this whole Barbie thing is feeling really familiar and really fun to me. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. You'll get more videos like this in the future. In fact, I should be making a Barbenheimer video pretty soon about my experience. I'm also going to make the next part to In Real Life, a little series I've been doing following the most crazy Canadian kids show of 2009. So please stay tuned. Lots happening on this channel. I hope you liked this little trip back in time. My name is Jake. Have a good evening. I need to figure out an outro. Have a good evening. I'm so white.